learnradio.com.au.
This Learn Radio how-to video, how to edit in Adobe Audition, could be a lifesaver. Hopefully you never have to use this. Hopefully you never have this problem. But occasionally something goes on, like we've recorded something and there's a terrible crackle or just there's some sound in there which is just mortifyingly unusable. Let me give you an example. This was just a little bit of corruption that came in the recording, and it was between the sound card and Adobe Audition. And this is what happened. Have a listen to this interview we did for the show. Build a bridge and get over it kind of concept was thrown back at, and it was just
they're no longer laughing along with us.
And you can't, if that lasted for a second or two, and you can deal with it, and your listeners can deal with it. But if you can't put that in your show, in a podcast, in a radio show, you just cannot, because it's just unlistenable. It's just little, it's subtle. You can still hear the words, but every time listening is painful. We're going to flick the channel. We're going to listen to something else. And I thought all this content was lost. I Googled and I Googled and I Googled and I Googled and I tried to find ways to be able to get this. It was just a matter of knowing the terminology. Here is how to get rid of that. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do, in this particular one, it was right through the whole file. So I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to go to my effects, and I'm going to go to diagnostics. And there's two options here. There's the declipper and declicker. Now, this was not about a peaking value. This wasn't about, so clipping is when the levels that you've recorded into, there's a distortion and a popping because it's too loud. Right? But this isn't about clipping. This is a different thing. And I didn't grasp that. I wouldn't have called that a click. I called it a crackle or a distortion or this is why it was struggle. So I'm going to go to declicker. And the first thing I'm going to do is it's got down in the diagnostics box down here under markers, properties, and then over here, diagnostics. I've got it set for presets. You can go heavy reduction, light reduction. I'm just going to go to heavy reduction. This is a pretty significant clicking. And I'm just going to go scan. And what it's going to look through is going to search through this whole file to find things that it defines as a click. And it's going to come back. It's not going to do anything just yet. It's just going to tell me where it thinks the problems are. And if it picks up the problems that I have in here, then it's going to tell me a lot. It's going to have a lot of information, but it's literally going to itemize every little problem. So if it finds 2 problems in there, you'll find 2 tracks come up here. And you can see here, there are thousands. 4,786 of those little clicks that it's picked up, which has given me some hope because it's a lot. I've scanned it. Now, the next thing I want to do is actually want to repair it. Not one at a time, because that'll take me 4,786 minutes or seconds or so. I'm just going to go repair all. And it's going to process all of that. And the first time I did this, I went, oh gosh, is this going to be horrible? Is this going to be terrible? It's going to come back and it's going to be unusable. But let's see what it does. So we've got it on heavy reduction. We've got the declicker. It's picked up 4,700 different moments of clicking. And we're just sitting here. I should play the girl from Ipanema in the background. Do 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 do. Because it's what have we got? A 5-minute 30 file. It's got 4,786 problems it's trying to sort out. This is a fair bit of work to do. The processor for this machine is pretty decent. It's not bottom of the line. Well, it's not hardcore. It should be like, this is not slow. This is just a lot of work I'm asking it to do. And it's almost getting there. I just feel awkward, like I need to fill the space here. Maybe I should just be quiet for the last 25%. Quiet doesn't work on someone like me. Okay, we're almost there. So once it's done this, we're just going to have a listen and see, because quite often one of the problems is if you can get rid of some of this stuff, sometimes it makes it sound really weird. And the one thing worse than having the click is having a really unnatural, morphed sort of weird sound. So let's go. Kind of concept was thrown back at me, and something that I had. You can hear sort of bullying environment. There is a little bit of a muffle, right? You can hear.
Oh, Joe, she's an HR specialist. Karen Gately is our guest.
You can hear it there, but notice how much of the crackle is gone. So if you
what is just,
let's just say, for example, you've recorded an interview with Samuel L. Jackson to rip out a Hollywood name, and it's this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you recorded it, and it's had that crackle, and you go, I cannot use that. I cannot put Samuel L. Jackson to air with that sort of sound into it. If this was Samuel L. Jackson...
And healthy aspect of the Australian workplace culture to have some banter and to be having to feel offended.
And is it on the person to say...
You can put most of this to air. Like, that's at least usable, even if it's not amazing. It depends on what you're using it for.
Build a bridge and get over it.
But most of that is gone. That's a huge difference between that and...
build a bridge and get over it, kind of.
And that. So declicking, if you find there's too much morphing and the sound's gone, you might be able to go, okay, I'm going to do medium reduction and be a little bit softer on it. But just test it out. But that's how you can get rid of some of those crackles from your file. For more how-to tips and videos and lessons on editing and how to be on air and host your own podcast, go to learnradio.com.au.